Okay, so here we go. Today we're going to be reading Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man and Ghost Rider in issue number 256 in December 1991. This story was originally told in the Marvel Team Up 1991. Or, sorry, issue number 91. Duh. Alright, so the Carnival of Souls. Story starts. Peter Parker's in Connecticut in October, the end of the carnival season, with a girl named Glory, and they're doing just stuff at the carnival. Note the ironic octopus ride right behind Peter. So they're like, hey, there's this freak show. Let's go check that out. Peter's like, sure, I don't deal with freaks on a daily basis. Let's go. And if you know there on the poster, you have the Blazing Skull. Wonder who that is. And the amazing six-armed Spider-Man. Huh. Maybe it's the doppelganger? Maybe it's just a rip-off of Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. Let's go. So they go in, and you have the magician. He's introducing all the freaks and stuff. And the next one comes out. It's the Blazing Skull. And of course here we have the crowd. They're like, no, that's fake. There's no way that's real. So some douchebag throws some popcorn at him and he just bursts into flames. And Peter's like, oh shit. And then he just yells out, yo, that's the Ghost Rider. Like, what the hell is he doing? Magician's now he's pissed. He's like, if you're gonna interrupt it, we're not gonna have that. Get the fuck out. And so his goons would go and do it. They grab Peter and they escort him out. Meanwhile, on stage, the Blazing Skull, he's like, wait, what the hell that guy say? I have a name? And the magician's like, don't worry about it, he's full of shit. So we cut to outside. The goons are literally throwing Peter out as he eats shit face first in the cement. And he's like, alright. But on the inside, he's like, something's up. I gotta go check that shit out later. So he does. He scoots up as Spider-Man and goes back later that night. So he jumps down and turns on his trusty bat light. And then he does what he does best. And beats the crap out of some dogs. What a nice guy. Then he looks around and he sees a magician surrounded by his goons and thugs and all the carnies and freaks. And the magician's like, oh, I have something special planned for you, as it continues when we last met. And Spider-Man's like, what the hell is he talking about? And then the magician sends his thugs on him, and his delayed spider sense senses that the amazing six-armed Spider-Man jumps from behind and grabs him. But he throws him off no problem. And all of a sudden, a fireball explodes right behind him, and in steps the Ghost Rider, who I'm assuming is Johnny Blaze. And they're going to duke it out, and they do. And again, Spider-Man, he eats shit face first again. He's good at doing that, apparently. And then the magician's like, alright, either surrender or you're going to die. So, make a long story short, he dies. Just kidding, he cheeses the hell out of there. Wrong page. He cheeses the hell out of there and he climbs up the coaster. And some of the thugs, they get on the roller coaster ride and means to try and stop him. And then the magician sends Ghost Rider. He's like, go get on your bike and go stop him. So he does. He gets on his cool-ass flaming hell cycle and goes after him. So Spider-Man is on top of the coaster. He sees the thugs in the cars coming one way and Ghost Rider coming the other way. So he's like, oh shit, well, now what the hell am I going to do? Well, he's smart. So he goes and he webs up the track. And the car gets stuck. And the guys fall out. And they become street pizza. No, Spider-Man's lame. And he goes and he saves them. But he was too busy doing that. He forgot about Ghost Rider coming up, and he gets hit in the back with a burning bike, and he is not burned whatsoever. I have no idea how that happened. But he doesn't become Street Pizza either, because he uses webbing and he swings back around and he kicks Ghost Rider off his bike. And they're both falling down, and during the fall, Ghost Rider shoots his Hellfire, which makes someone cold for some reason. And it weakens Spider-Man as they both thud to the ground. And Spider-Man's like, ugh, God, could this day get any worse? And he gets hit in the back of the head. And he wakes up sometime later in a room, chained to a wall. And he's like, alright, I gotta get out of here. Something bad's gonna happen. And then in pops the magician. And he's like, oh, fate brought us back together again. Let's do this. And Spider-Man's like, what the hell is he talking about? I don't know this guy. Why does he say that I know him? And the magician's like, oh, remember the one time, we fought back in San Francisco, and you let me fall my death off the Golden Gate Bridge. Me, Moondark, as he reveals his true face. And Spider-Man's like, oh God, not this guy, really? And then Moondark reveals that he's a soul eater and that he has the soul of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, in his ring. And that's why he's under his control. And of course, he has to reveal his whole backstory, which is that he did die from his fall off the Golden Gate Bridge under the San Francisco Bay. But he made a deal with the devil. He sold his soul, kind of like Ghost Rider, in exchange to live again. And when he came back, he went to the nearby carnival and he was doing tricks and stuff, but while he was doing that, he was also stealing the souls of all the other carnies. And now that's why all of them obey him, because he has their souls. And then once he found the Ghost Rider, he realized how valuable his soul was, because how Johnny Blaze broke his deal with the devil, and realized that that's a very valuable soul. So what he does is he has all of the souls except for the Ghost Riders in his magical, non-important orb. I'm going to tell you about it, but forget it exists, because it's the only thing that you can do to stop me. So forget about it. So he decides that he's going to consume Spider-Man's soul, and this mist comes out of the orb and starts to engulf Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man breaks out of his chains, which I don't know why he didn't do earlier. And then in the midst of the mist, he miraculously shoots out his web and grabs the ring off Moondark's finger, the moon that has Johnny Blaze's soul in it, and yanks it out of his grasp. Jesus Christ. And then, but the mist starts to engulf him, and he's like, oh, I can't do this, I failed, I'm gonna die, this sucks. But then the mist goes away, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then, boom, in pops the Ghost Rider, free of the control, and he's like, you know what, you're gonna pay now, I'm fucking pissed, you're going down. And then the Moondark sets his goons on Ghost Rider, but they don't stand a chance against him. He just throws them around. And then he forms a ring around himself, Spider-Man, and Moondark. And he's like, alright, you know what, I'm gonna fucking kill you now. And Spider-Man's like, no, he doesn't deserve that. And meanwhile, while they're arguing, Moondark decides that he zaps the two of them, and then he summons his master, I'm guessing the devil. He's just referred to as the master. And he's like, alright, I'm going to give you these two guys, and I'm going to give you all the souls that I have in this orb, this non-important orb, so forget I mentioned it. It's not a weakness or anything. But Ghost Riders, I'm not fucking stupid, only idiots point out their weak point. So he zaps the orb and destroys it, and all the souls go free. Mundo's like, oh no, I'm gonna fucking stop you, until he gets punched in the fucking face by Spider-Man. And all the souls seep free, and they go back, and all the carnies, all their souls are put back in their bodies, and they're all back to normal now. And now the Master Devil, now he's fucking pissed. He's like, you know what, I gave you a chance, and you failed, so now you're gonna die again, and you're gonna stay dead. And he does, he kills him. Much to Ghost Rider's pleasure, and to Spider-Man's disgust. And then Ghost Rider's like, alright, well, I'm back to normal. I got justice to serve up. And he takes off takes off on his bike. And Spider-Man watches him go away, and he's like, I wonder if he's changed since his soul was gone. Maybe he's a lot less terrible. As Ghost Rider takes off to do Ghost Rider things. And that's the end.